Yes, Zahra. Left. Parted. Seemed. I want you to put stress on the final sound. When you pronounce this word, I want you to put stress. Okay, I mean I want you to pronounce the last sound loudly. Far. Yes. I mean left. Yeah.
Parted. ID.
Left. Parted.
ID.
Yes. Seemed. Yes. What does that mean? Yes, I want you to extract the definition of allomorphs. I want you to give me the definition of the allomorph. I'm going to give you an example. Look, we have what? We have this morpheme. You are already acquainted with this morpheme, right? The D, past tense. This is morpheme, right? We have previously tackled this morpheme. This is one of the 9 derivations, inflectional suffixes, right? مو هذا ولا لا؟ هذا المورفيم D past tense is one of the 9 inflectional suffixes. Okay, this is called morpheme. Why? How do we know that it's morpheme? Because morphemes are enclosed by 2 braces. This is called a brace. This is called brace. So the morpheme is enclosed between 2 braces. This is morpheme. Within this morpheme, all these 3 words, we have ed at the end. So this is the ed of past tense or past participle, right? So this is the same morpheme but different pronunciation. So what is the allomorph? And these are called allomorphs. The three sounds, and these 3 words are called allomorphs. So what is the allomorph? Again, this morpheme, this is the past tense morpheme, and this is called the allomorphs. So what is the allomorph? Yes.
Pronunciation the same.
Why do you say pronounce again? Pronunciation. Pronunciation. Yeah. So allomorphs. I want you to write down the definition if you haven't written it previously. So the allomorphs are different pronunciations for the same morpheme. هذا اسمه morpheme. And these are called allomorphs. The different pronunciations for this morpheme are called allomorphs. Okay, Abbas, Hassan, واضح? What is the allomorph? هذا each one of them هذول يسموهم allomorphs. Allomorphs. So the different pronunciations of this morphemes are called allomorphs. Okay? Yeah, so we are required to write down, to symbolize the morpheme with its allomorphs on the board. How can we write the morpheme with its allomorphs? The process can be presented this way. This is the brace is referred to the morpheme. Okay, this is the past tense morpheme. Then equal. Yeah, we have how many allomorphs do we have? 3. So number 1, T. Yeah, D. These are called allomorphs. Okay. These slants, this is called the slants. The slants refer to the allomorph. Okay, and the braces refer to the morpheme. So this morpheme has 3 major allomorphs. The tiled, this is called tiled. The tiled refers to what? The tiled refers to, this means that this, just like in relation with this sound is this allomorph is in relation with this allomorph, okay, which is called complementary distribution. This is the major idea about allomorphs and morphemes. Got it? Understood? Sure? So I want someone to repeat it. Repeat the allomorph with the morpheme. What is the morpheme? What is the allomorph? What definitions for each? I want someone to repeat this explanation. The definition of the allomorphs. Yes, Dave?
Left.
Yes? Go on.
Left, button, sim. loved T, and parted ID,
Yes.
and same day. Three more.
Yes, who else? Yes, Timothy.
Anymore different for same. Example of
What?
different for the same. Anymore.
That's Ali.
The allomorphs is the same, is different pronunciation for the same morpheme.
Yeah. So
Like the past tense
this is called what?
morpheme.
Morpheme, and these are called
Pronunciation.
yeah different pronunciations. يعني
Pronunciation.
allomorph. Each one is called allomorph. هذا is called morpheme. This is morpheme. These are called allomorphs. So the allomorphs different pronunciations for the same morpheme. Yes, Hassan. Can you repeat it? Yes, Leah.
ألموف التاء والفل والدال.
Yes, Leah.
Allom different pronunciation in same word where morpheme two place
Yes.
and example this word left or party the same.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. If you finished with this topic, we have exercise 829. Exercise 829. I want someone to read the instructions. Who can read the instructions? So,
exercise of what is her contention of one free and one bond or morpheme of a same morpheme indicate the morpheme on the braces and write it and morpheme between snatches and fine bonds. Exercise long.
yes. So in this exercise, look, we have 5 pairs of words, right? 5 pairs of words. In each pair, we have 2 words. The first one is free morpheme, the other is bound, right? The word strong, free, and the word strength, bound. We have in front of them, we have 3 columns. The first column, we have to write the morpheme, the same free morpheme, but between braces, okay? The second column, we write the same word, but in phonemic script between 2 slants, نفس strong. And in the third column, we write the other word, strength, but in phonemic script, okay? يعني to symbolize that, for example, strong, isn't it? Which word? Yeah, strong. يعني هاي number 1. Strong and right. We have 3 columns. The first column is the morpheme. The second column is the free what? Free allomorph. The third column is the what? Yes, bound allomorph. Look, on the first column, these are pairs of words. This is pair of words. In the first column, we write the same word but in braces. يعني strong. Yeah. In the second column, under free allomorph, we write the same word, but not in braces, in slants, between 2 slants, but in phonemic script, phonemic form. يعني this way. Then, in the third column, under bound allomorph, we write the other pair of the word. Okay, we write the other word, which is strength. Okay, but in phonemic script, between 2 slants. In this, strength. We end the word with the sound ing. and we do not write the final what? The final sound. Instead, we put this sound instead of it. Okay? Yeah, you can do the rest by yourself. Exercise 8:30. Exercise 8. That's why.
Example, Y, A, and are morphemes of one morpheme.
Yeah, explain why A, N are allomorphs of one morpheme. Who can answer this question?
Yes.
Yes, Mustafa?
Yes.
Hmm?
So the two forms start and have the same meaning and the complement description occurring before consonants and the before vowels.
Okay. The answer to this question is that because, yes, Ali,
They have the same meaning.
they have the same meaning and they are in complementary distributions, one of them occurring before consonants and the other occurring before what?
Vowels.
Vowels, right? Yeah, and AN occurs before what? Before AN, before vowels, and the A occurs before consonant. They have the same meaning. Both of them mean what? Mean one. And then the same meaning, complementary distribution, and one of them, for example, the A never jumps to take place, for example, the position of AN. And AN never jumps to take place the position of A. Why? Because they are in complementary distribution. There are certain rules, one of them before consonants and the other before vowels. Okay? Then exercise 8:31. We have two words. We have block number 1, wide. Yes, Abbas. Allomorphin, Abbas, where is the N? Allomorphin. Yeah.
For each group, somebody, someone, streets, and another. Example.
Oh, look, yeah, we have 10 words. One of them is free, the other is bound. Our job is to do what? Is to write the two words in phonemic script. Okay? Two words in phonemic script. Yeah, for example, wide with. Wide is written in this way, I think. Wide, right? Then we have with. This way. Mohichi? Yes. So in this exercise we have to write the two words in phonemic script. Then we have exercise 8:32. This exercise related to exercise, we have 15 words. Don't forget, in exercise 8:31, you are required for the first 5 points only. Okay? Then exercise 8:32. We have to write the phonemic scripts for each of the following words. For each of these 15 words. Yeah, sons. We have to write the word sons in phonemic script like sons in this way. Okay? Whenever you see these two slants, okay, this means that this word is written in its phonemic form, phonemic script, خط الصوتي مالتها and transcription. Okay? Then we have the final topic, which is conditioning, phonological and morphological. Before we start, can you give me an idea about this topic? Haven't you asked the other sections for the definition of conditioning for an idea about this topic? Okay. We cannot explain this topic unless we take some examples. Let us take 3 words. Sons. Dishes. We have 3 words. All of them are what? Pluralized. They are in plural. So the words are pluralized. I want someone to pronounce these words loudly. I want someone to pronounce the 3 words loudly with stress on the final sound. Okay? Yes. Sons. Z. Okay. Sons. Yes. Nafs. Se. Dishes. Is. Right? These are allomorphs, but allomorphs for which morpheme? مو allomorphs ولا؟ Right? يعني the same morpheme, I mean different pronunciations for the same morpheme. What is the morpheme? مو they good pronunciation? For which morpheme? These are allomorphs. لأنهم different pronunciations. These are allomorphs. Allomorphs for which morpheme?
S plural.
Yes, good. S plural. These 3 pronunciations, these 3 allomorphs, are allomorphs for what? For the S plural. Written in this way, right? So this is called the morpheme. Morpheme, S plural morpheme. Look, if we want to write the morpheme with its allomorphs, we have to write it this way, shown above. Okay? So now we have to write the allomorphs in this way. So equals. خلينا نكتبهم in the same way. Move 3 allomorphs. Yeah. Number 1. Yes. So these are the 3 allomorphs for the S plural morpheme, right? So what about, don't forget, the words are pluralized. The words are pluralized. Let's take another 2 words. For example, the word ox and the word sheep. Ox, sheep? Okay. What's the plural of ox? Oxen? Yes. So the plural of ox? Ox. What's the plural of sheep? Sheeps. So what's the plural of sheep? The same, right? The same. Sheep. So if we want to refer to the phonological changes that happen in these 2 words, in the first word, in ox, oxen, we have a pronunciation change, right? We have this, هو صح هذا plural, but do you have S plural in this word? Though the word is pluralized, right? The word is pluralized, but we do not have S. Though we have S plural morpheme. So if we want to account for the change that happened in this word, we can write it in this way. يعني oxen, right? So in this way, oxen. Mohij? What about sheep? Where is the allomorph? Do we have allomorph in this word? No. Sheep. Do not have allomorph. Why? Because allomorph is a pronunciation, right? Do we have pronunciation change in these 2 words? No. So this is called what? Zero allomorph. Look. Phonological, morphological conditioning, we mean that why this morpheme is pronounced differently in these 3 words? Why? Depending on what? In other words, why do we pronounce se in this word, son, as sons? Why do we pronounce, for example, the se in dish as dishes? Why? Depending on what? اعتمادا على شنو؟ ليش ده الفضل طرق مختلفة؟ Why? Yes. This S plural morpheme is pronounced in different ways depending on what? Depending on the preceding sound, right? The sound that comes before it. Muhichi, the preceding sound, this area is called phonological environment. البيئة الصوتية. Okay? This is called, the sounds that precede these 3, this morpheme is called the phonological environment. So, the S plural morpheme is pronounced differently in 3 different ways in these 3 words depending on the sounds that precede them, and the sound is called the phonological environment. Okay? In this case, when the phonological environment has an effect on the morpheme to give to convey another pronunciation, this is called that this morpheme is phonologically conditioned. نحن عندنا phonological condition of morphological condition. So when the phonological environment, as in these three words, plays a role and has an effect on the pronunciation of this morpheme, this is called that the morpheme in these three words is phonologically conditioned. Got it? واضحة؟ واضح؟ No? When the phonological environment, when the sounds that precede this morpheme plays a role in giving them a different pronunciation, this is called that the morpheme in these three words is phonologically conditioned. Okay? In these two words, when the phonological environment has no role, it doesn't affect at all the pronunciation of the two words, this is called, these two words, the S plural morpheme. And these two words is morphologically conditioned. This is the area of morphology, not phonology. Okay? Then we have to symbolize the two allomorphs in these two words. They are written in this way. The tiled معناها refers to the phonological condition. This sign refers to what? Refers to the morphological condition. So we have en, and what? And 0. Okay? So this is the final representation for the S plural morpheme. This is the ultimate representation for the S plural morpheme. Okay? So S plural morpheme is represented, symbolized in this way. These three allomorphs, the morpheme is phonologically conditioned. Why phonologically conditioned? Because the phonological environment plays a role in conveying and producing these sounds. Okay? And in these two words, the phonological environment has no role at all in producing the two sounds. Okay? Here in this word, we do not have sound change at all, the same pronunciation, so we have 0. Then in this word, we have en, which is a new allomorph. It is not related to the S. So in these two cases, these two words, we have what? Morphological conditioning. Got it? Sure? So this is what is called by phonological and morphological conditioning. Who can summarize the topic? I want someone to summarize the topic. I want someone to repeat the topic for me. What do we mean by phonological and morphological conditioning?
We have examples about this subject. These sounds and knobs and dishes. This word carried the same sound, the same as plural.
Yes.
But pronunciation different sound, like sounds z and knobs s, dishes is.
Yes.
But we have ox and sheep. Ox, plural, oxen. We have en. We don't have s plural because and the second word sheep plural same word.
Yes.
0. The morpheme s plural is equals z and s is.
Yes.
The morpheme for ox and 0.
Yes. As a summary, as a conclusion, can you give me the case in which we can say that we have, in this case, we have what? We have a phonological conditioning. In this case, we have morphological conditioning.
Yes.
What are the occasions in which we face such, conditioning, such source of conditioning?
We don't have S plural.
Yeah, when we do not have S plural,
Yes.
when we do not have a sound change,
Yes.
I mean, depending on the phonological environment, when the sound doesn't change depending on the phonological environment, this is called what? Morphological condition. Yes, thank you. Who else? Who can summarize the topic? Who can repeat? Yes, Leah? Yes, talk. Say anything.
When we have the same,
Yes, say whatever you like, okay?
same sound.
Yeah.
When this case is a phonological condition.
What is the case in which we have phonological conditioning?
Same pronunciation.
Same pronunciation, or we
Same,
have,
same.
or the morpheme is pronounced differently depending on the phonological environment,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
This is called phonological.
Phonological condition.
Yes. What about morphological one?
When we don't have same sound.
No,
Same.
when the phonological environment doesn't play a role in producing certain sounds, this is called morphological. This is the area of morphology. Okay, Rawa? Yes. Zainab? Yes. Talk, please. Yes. Yes, Zainab? Zainab Saad? Yes. Talk. Keep silent. Why? Sarah? Yes, Sarah Abdul Khalid? Yes, Sarah Ahmad.
The word is ox and sheep
Yes.
found can use oxen and sheep
Yes, okay. Abdullah?
Yes.
Abdullah al-Hussein?
Yes.
Yes, Abdullah.
And the same ox and the sheep, your plural oxen and sheep, plural sheep.
Yes. We have exercise 833. This exercise you have to write the formula to express. Who can read the instructions? Sarah Ahmad? Sarah Abdul Khalid? Yes, Sarah.
Write the
Formula to
express the past that the past tense morpheme has in the verb being the two morphological conditions morphemes was and were.
yes. Look. The word be. You know be? The word be is the infinitive form of what? Infinitive form of the auxiliary verbs, right? Auxiliary verbs is are, was, were. The infinitive form of these auxiliary verbs is be. So in this exercise, we are going to express the fact that the word be in the past tense has two morphologically conditioned allomorphs. يعني it is written in this way. Be plus what? The past tense equals was. Yes. Was. Yeah. Okay, so in your opinion, do you think that the be morpheme in the past tense has a phonological conditioning or morphological conditioning? Why? And what do you call, has had these two allomorphs, right? These are the was, were. These are two allomorphs for the same morpheme, which is be. The be in the past tense, becomes was, were. So we have two allomorphs for be. What do you call these allomorphs? Are they allomorphs conditioned, phonologically conditioned or morphologically conditioned? Why? Yes.
Morphological condition.
Morphology. Why?
Because cried the different sound pronunciation.
Pronunciation. This is morphological conditioning because we have a replacement. In replacement, we have a replacement for the word, just like ox, oxen. And we do not have addition to. We didn't add at all for example, s or ed. We have replacement of the word. So this is called morphological conditioning. Okay, you have to write it. This is an example. Okay, you may face the following question in the final exams. What are the phonological and morphological conditionings with examples, or exemplify for phonological and morphological conditioning with examples. Okay, you have to do what? You have to give me the cases. You have to present me with two examples or with an example with a morphological and phonological conditioning with explanations. You have to say, in this case we have phonological condition because so and so. In this case, in this example, we have what? We have morphological conditioning because so and so. Okay, you have to explain. Yeah, what else? Okay, so the preparation remained the same. For the next week, from section and regressive allomorph till the end of the chapter. Okay. We have what? Immediate constituents. Can you give me a summary for the three recommendations that we have to follow in order to reach the appropriate boundaries between words? How to arrive at the correct immediate constituents. We have three recommendations, right? Immediate constituents. You remember that topic? Page 104. 104. We have what's called immediate constituents, right? Immediate constituents. In order to arrive at the final or the ultimate constituents of the word, we have to follow three recommendations, three rules. Can you summarize them for me with examples? Three recommendations?
Yes.
Yeah, first, second, third. Number one. Yes?
If a word ends in a functional suffix.
Yes. The first cut. Between inflectional
suffix
and the rest of the word, right?
Yes.
If the word ends with an inflectional suffix, so the first cut is going to be between this suffix and the rest of the word. And you have to memorize. You have to put, the list of these inflectional suffixes in front of you. in order to distinguish them easily. يعني you have to memorize them. لازم تحفظوها هذول هم 9 just 9 مو 4 S's مو 4 S's 2 ED ING ER EST هذول إذا if the word ends with one of them, the first cut is between this part and the other word. يعني an example, the word preconceived malformations. So the first cut between malformation and mess. Who can stand, in the front of the class and write the examples on the board? Who can? Oh, thank you. Number 2. Yes, Sito.
Or one of ICs should be.
No, ICs is an abbreviation for what? For immediate constituents. And the first letter of immediate and the first letter of constituents to become what? Yeah, ICs.
ICs should be possible free form one
Yes.
that cat utilized along with meaning. Example, a large department.
Yes? Enlargement. We cannot put, the first cut between in enlargement. Why? Because we do not have such a word like enlargement in English. Do we have a word in English like enlargement? No. So this is not the first cut. This is not correct. And instead, the first cut should be between what? Between enlarge and mint. Why? Because we have a word like enlarge in English. Okay? لأنه one of the ICs, one of the immediate constituents should be, if possible, a free form. يعني free form, the form of that part of the word that can be uttered along with meaning. And for example, enlarge. While we cannot pronounce the word, the part enlargement along with meaning. Enlargement alone doesn't have meaning at all. Okay? Yeah. Number 3.
Number 3, the meaning of the ACs should be related the meaning of the word.
Yeah.
It would be wrong.
يعني the meaning of what? The meaning of the immediate constituents. So what are parts that we divide? No? The parts are called what? Immediate constituents. يعني IC. One of these ICs, one of the immediate constituents, should be, if possible, related to the meaning of the word as a whole. يعني should be in relation with the meaning of the word. Yes, go on. Restrain, this is wrong. يعني this is a wrong cut. This is a wrong way to cut the word as rest and rain. Why? Because neither rest nor rain have a meaning related to what? Meaning related to the meaning of the word as a whole. And we will have two separate meanings, two separate words. So this is wrong. And instead, the correct way is to put the cut between what?
The cut restrain like this.
Yeah. So the first, the correct cut is to be between what? Read and strain. So the meaning of the word as a whole doesn't, violate it. It remains the same. Yeah, the word retains its meaning, its general meaning. واضح؟ مدري strain. We have what is called ultimate constituents. Ultimate constituent. Ultimate constituent is the final constituent. That part of the word that cannot be divided further. And just like, for example, cheerful. If we put cut between full and cheer, we cannot further divide neither cheer nor what full. So these are called final or ultimate constituents because they cannot be divided. We have exercise 8.27. Yes. Sriya, please.
One of the following IC diagrams showing the
layers of structure is wrong. Yeah, only one word is wrong. Only one word, yes, is structured, is diagrammed the wrong way. Which one? We have to to identify it with what? With explanation. Why it is wrong? Yes?
Allow, full.
Yeah,
Because
number what?
10.
Number 10.
Because
This word is wrong. And let me write it on the board, please. And lawful. It's been cut wrongly. Why? Because the first cut, according to the book, is between. Yeah. No. The first cut, according to the book, between. Yeah, between full and unlaw. Leaving what? Leaving the two bars meaningless. This cut, if we put this cut on two bars, leaving the two ICs, leaving the two ultimate constituents meaningless. Neither unlaw nor full, has meaning in English. So these are two bound morphemes, not free morphemes. In time we have, the second recommendation says that one of the ICs, هذول كل واحدة من عندهم يسموها ICs. One of the ICs should be, if possible, a free form. وإحنا هسه in this case, neither unlaw nor full is a free form. No? We do not have an English word like unlaw, neither full. So instead, the correct cut is to be between what? Yeah. The first cut should be between and lawful. In this case, we have the word lawful is a free form. It can be uttered along with meaning. Then the second cut between what? Okay. Between full and lawful. Then we have exercise 8:28. This exercise we are required to diagram the words. Put the cuts between words. Sorry. Number one.
This word to show the lines of structure.
Yes.
Number one.
Number one.
Yes.
Itemized. Yes, itemized. We have three morphemes. Three constituents. So this leaves us with what? Two cuts. The first cut between itemized, and the second cut between what? Yes. Itemized. So we have three bars, right? Three bars, call them material like 3 bars, 3 constituents, 3 ICs, 3 ultimate constituents, 3 final, 3 morphemes. So item, eyes, and dead. The first cut is between what? Yes, Sarah? Between dead and what? And itemized. Then the second cut between item. Now we have a free form, which is item, right? Item is a free form. Yeah. What about number 3? Number 3. Yes. Yes, a newspaper. Let me write it on the board. Yes, newspaper. Newspaper dumb? Not doom, dumb. Newspaper dumb. Yes. The first, we have 3 parts.
3 parts and
So we have 2 cuts.
2 cuts.
Right? 3 parts, 2 cuts. The first cut between what? Dumb and newspaper. Why? Because if we put the first cut between news and paper dumb, leaving the word looks like this, paper dumb, we do not have common English word like paper dumb. Instead, we have a common English word like newspaper. So this is the first cut. Then we are isolating what? The less common words. Okay? So this is the first cut. The second cut between? Yes. You can do number 8. Number 8. Dave?
Late afternoon.
Yes. Mid-afternoon. Yes. We have how many parts? 3. Mid-afternoon. So this indicates that we have 2 cuts. 3 parts, 2 cuts, right? Yes. The first cut between. Please, Stephen, talk. Yes. Between after. Where is the first cut?
Mid.
وين يعني خليه هنا after mid؟ No, after. وين بالنص؟ English please. Yeah, after mid. هنا؟
Yes.
Or here?
So here.
Here? You don't know.
So made
Okay?
after so.
يعني so we put the first cut after mid.
Yes.
Here? يعني here, right?
Yes.
Is it right?
Yes.
Why? Why? Abbas, why is it right?
So made
Hey.
after no.
Hello, Ali. Okay. Yes. Who can tell me why this cut is right? And if I put the first cut after mid. Yes, sir.
3 parts.
No, this is not the answer.
The first cut
Yeah.
after.
You know my question? Yeah, and if I put the first cut between mid and afternoon, why we can consider this cut is right? Why not wrong? Leave. Yes, Zahra. Because if we put the cut between mid, after, and noon,
we don't have
English word like mid after, صح؟ أكو كلمة mid after?
Yes.
No. Mid after?
No.
No. But we have a word like afternoon, so this is the first cut. The second cut between what? After and noon. Okay. Thank you very much. This is the end of the lecture for today. And don't forget our preparation for next week.